Bonjour tout le monde. This is just a short tutorial on how I would like you to go about doing structure notes. We're going to try to do these, maybe not for every single story, but for several of the stories that we do. And basically when I say structure, I'm referring to the vocabulary, not necessarily words, but like groups of words that I would like you to really remember and internalize from each of the stories that we go through, make together, and read together. So for Le Tigre qui parle, the structures I'd like you to really remember from it are il est, il parle, il habite. So what we're going to do is you're going to, in your cahier, draw a line or kind of make a box, I guess. And in the middle of that box, you're going to draw a line across the middle and then another one down the middle vertically. So you have 4 quadrants, just like you see here. I would like you to do yours in your cahier. And as I say here, that should be in your additional notes section. I also stuck this slide in our slides for this week to help you review how I'd like you to have your cahier set up. So that's where you're going to put these notes. You're going to make this first box with the 4 quadrants. And then you're going to write the structure. In the second box, you're going to write what it means in English. In the third box, you're going to write the negative of the structure. I say if there is one, because sometimes we're going to do structures that aren't verbs, so they don't have a negative. Don't worry about that right now because that does not apply this week, but sometimes you'll just kind of leave this box blank, but not this week because we can make negatives out of all of these. So if your structure is il est, the English of that is he is. The negative, il n'est pas. Il n'est pas. So that's what you're going to write in this box. And then for these other ones, again, you're just going to put ne and pas around the verb. Now, instead of ne like this, we actually just have n apostrophe because a begins with a vowel. And saying, if it were like this, saying ne just doesn't roll off the tongue very easily. So when we have ne in front of a vowel, that ne just changes to n apostrophe. So for parle, you'll have the ne. For habite, that's a little tricky because even though h is a consonant, we treat it like a vowel because it's silent. So the first sound we actually hear is the vowel sound, habite. So for this one, you'll have n apostrophe just like you have for il n'est pas. You'll have il n'habite pas with n apostrophe as opposed to the whole word ne, like this. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, you can always ask me. And then in the last box, so we had first box structure, second box English, third box negative. In the fourth box, you're going to find a sentence from the story that includes that structure. So I went back to the story and I found Tony est un garçon. Oh, well, where's the il? Don't worry, you can use a name instead of il here. It's the same thing. It'd be like saying Bob is a boy. He is a boy. Same thing, right? So instead of using il here, because we don't actually have a sentence that says il est in this particular story, we can use Tony est un garçon. That works perfectly fine. So back here in my structure notes, I'm going to put Tony est un garçon, and that's it. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to make this 4-quadrant box for il parle. Put the structure, il parle. What does it mean? What's the negative? And what's an example from our story? You'll do the same thing with il habite in a new 4-quadrant box. And that's it. So when you're finished, I'd like you to see if you can take a picture. You might need to take more than one picture of the structure notes. And then you'll have an assignment in Schoology where you will upload that and you'll be all set. So like I said, this is the first time we're doing these structure notes. We are going to do them again, so hopefully the process will get easier as we do it more and more. But this is just a place where you can, in your cahier, have a dedicated space where you're looking at those structures that I'm hoping that you'll be able to internalize and then use for your quick writes or any other writing that you might do in the future, and also be able to recognize when we do any stories in the future. Okay, as always, if you have any questions, let me know. Au revoir tout le monde.